Hello, hello. This is my channel, Rebecca reads books, and I'm going to talk about three books I currently read. Number one, I read Zoo by James Patterson and Michael Ledwidge. This is about the animals attacking humans for no apparent reason. And why? Jackson Oz is he is um he is a dropout of college, and he is basically obsessed with the reasons why animals are attacking people for no reason, and he wants to figure it out. He believes that it is that these animals are there's something wrong with these animals initially. All right, what I liked about this novel, I really liked how funny this novel is. We have Jackson Oz, and there's one example where he Jackson Oz father is named tells the audience that his father is named Jackson Oz. So when they get together, it's like very confusing. So yes, the character Jackson Oz is very funny. The second one is how it used science. So they talk about like the animals having a virus, and different stuff they utilize science, and I think that's really interesting. It's also a page turner. It's a very fast and easy to read. It is a page turner, so you definitely get cliffhangers at the end of each chapter and want to know what happens next. Basically. My favorite character was Attila, who is a chimpanzee who is a pet of Jackson Oz that gets this virus or um, get this virus um, and goes on a rampage. And he does get his own kind of perspective per se, but it's not like it's different because it's the animal's point of view and stuff. Okay, what I didn't really like that the Oz character changes dramatically from the first half of the book than the last portion of the book. Um, and I also didn't really like the how the chapters um, would leave out some important information. So maybe it's like if it was an attack on something, they didn't explain the attack. They just kind of left that to imagination. And some people would really enjoy that. Like you know, I just think so. Yeah. And I rated that book a 4 out of 5. Really liked that book. Um, yeah, obviously, it has flaws. The next book I read was Changes for Rebecca, and this is part of the American Girl series. And this one I rated a 2.5 out of 5. Didn't really enjoy this one as much, but I'll tell you why. This is um, about a girl named Rebecca who lives in 1944, and kind of her family works in the factory, and it's about kind of how people, you know, were treated in the factory and stuff. So yeah, what I liked, it dealt with Jewish main characters. So Rebecca and her family is Jewish, and they are immigrants from Russia, which I found very interesting. I love the culture, even though there wasn't that much culture in the book because it is a kids book and stuff. It's a very young chapter book type thing. So yeah. Um, I also really love that it teaches children what it's like to work in the factories and kind of how the boss is really mean to their coworkers, and kind of treats them unfairly and stuff. Okay. What I didn't like. I didn't like that Rebecca wants to be an actress. I didn't feel like the time period was really good or great for being an actress. I mean, we have um, Shirley Chapman in that time period, but I really didn't really love um, that she wanted to be an actress. I just didn't love that part. It also has a happy ending. I've read a lot of immigrant books that kind of doesn't have a really happy ending. It 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 just doesn't always have a happy ending, and it's just I don't know. It was okay, but I just yeah I didn't like that. And that it had a happy ending and everything was tied in a little bow. And I guess because it's a children's book, it might have um, more significance to children because they want like a positive, you know, book, but not a negative book. It also doesn't have any hardships. So it doesn't really talk about like the hardships of working. Like I don't think it really like focuses on like the hardships of the stories. So like like there's a point where Rebecca gets hurt by one of the guards or whatever during the riot, but she doesn't get hurt very badly. Like, she only sleeps it off 2 days at least, and then she's all better. And it's like, really, they she could have gotten hurt. She's 9 years old, so it's not realistic. So yes, the last book I read was a 5 out of 5, and this is a Northern Light or a Gathering Light in the UK by Jennifer Donnelly, and she is an amazing writer. This story is about Maddie who wants to become a writer, and she ends up going. She ends up, or she wants to go to Barnard College to work on her writing and write a book and stuff and be an author. She also her dad owns a farm, so they are poor. They're struggling with money and financial stuff. So she's trying to make the choice to help her dad and family work on the farm or go to Barnard College. And of course, her mom has died of cancer, so they're a little bit more fight. And her brother has run away from home, which you find out why. But yeah, so does she stay home or does she go to college and live her dream? Basically. And this book is all about choices too. So again, it gives you choices and stuff like that. What I liked about this is a true story there's a true story that is entwined in this fiction. It's the story of um, Grace Brown, the murder of Grace Brown, and I think that's a really infamous murder in the 1900s in New York, and it's about this guy who basically, you know, is having a relationship with this woman who is poor, and he gets her pregnant, and then he basically drowns her while going on a lake and stuff. So, stuff like that. It just slowly incorporated into the book through the letters. So Maddie does receive these letters by Grace Brown, asks them to burn them, and she ends up reading them. So yeah, and you kind of figure out the story. The next book is Maddie Wants to Be an Author. Or the next thing I liked is Maddie Wants to Be an Author. And I really enjoyed this part of the story. Also, Maddie's a reader, and the book references different books or classic books that classic books that are relevant to her her life. Also, I really liked Weaver's character, who is an African American, and I really enjoyed his struggle with society and stuff. And I also liked that that again, it is about choosing the right, not the right path, or the right path for the main character. And that is it. That is my 3 reviews, and I hope you enjoy. Please comment down below and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later in another video.